Hi there, I'm Freddie Patmore and today I'm going to be teaching you how to knit stripes. Now stripes are a really easy technique to add a second colour into your knitting. I'm going to be using these lovely bright primary colours so you can see what I'm doing really clearly, but you can use absolutely any colour that you love. So here you can see I've been knitting stripes in garter stitch. That's knit every row in 2 rows green and 2 rows yellow, and then I've just repeated this colour pattern. As you can see, I'm working the first of 2 rows in green. I don't do anything special at the beginning of a row when working in garter stitch, but if the edges of your work are loose or uneven, you might like to try slipping the first stitch of each row. Don't worry, you don't have to knit this quickly. We've sped up the video. When you finish the first row, turn your work over to begin the second of the 2 rows in green. There are lots of different ways to hold your yarn and needles as you work. As you can see, I hold mine from above the needles, but you can hold each needle from underneath, or one from underneath and one above. When you've been knitting a little while, you'll find you'll settle into your own style. So after completing 2 rows in green, you're then ready to start your next stripe, and the yellow is right here, ready to be used. You can then work 2 more rows, and when you're ready to start the next stripe, the green will be waiting for you at the beginning of your row. Each set of 2 rows makes one of these ridges, so you can alternate ridges of green and yellow, or whichever colours you end up using. The only thing about working stripes in garter stitch is that you will find the front side doesn't match the reverse. As you can see by my knitting, they do look quite different. If you want to work stripes that are deeper than 2 rows, firstly make sure that they're an even number of rows. Also, you'll need to carry the yarn that you're not working with up the edge of the work. Let me show you how that's done. So here you can see that I've been working some deeper stripes in a knit 1 purl 1 rib. These ones are 6 rows deep to be precise. I quite like to use a rib stitch for a stripe scarf because it looks the same on both sides. Again, we've sped up this video a bit so you won't need to be working this quickly. Just go at your own pace. You'll naturally build up speed as you find a rhythm and with plenty of practice. When you alternate between working knit and purl stitches, I strongly recommend that you hold onto your yarn throughout, letting it flow through your hands as you work, as opposed to dropping your yarn and picking it up again, which might affect your tension. The method is essentially the same, By working an even number of rows to each stripe, your second yarn is always waiting for you at the beginning of every other row. But if at this point you aren't ready to use your other colour, take the yarn you are working with around the yarn being carried up the side and work another couple of rows, taking you back to the same edge. You can repeat this process of carrying the yarn up the edge of the work, just like you can see here. Just be careful not to pull at the carried colour too tightly when you come back to using it after a few rows. It will make your edge pucker a little. If you're knitting a scarf, you might prefer the double-sided look of the rib stripes. As you can see, they do look nice and neat on the reverse. The ridge garter stitch stripes are smart too. With a bit of practice, you'll soon be ready to tackle something a bit more tricky, just like this gorgeous jumper. Enjoy!